Again, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the next governor of the state of Indiana, John Gregg.
You know, Joe and I were sitting over there and we were getting introduced a minute ago, and when he said, and we started saying he was extolling the virtues. And so I know what Joe and I were thinking. Was he going to introduce Joe? Is he going to introduce John? When he said drink a beer, I knew it was Joe because I'm from south of US 40. And all we drink's bourbon where I'm from. Or whiskey if it's free. Hey, it's great to be here tonight with everybody. First of all, yeah. I love being in Kokomo. I love being up here. I spent a lot of summers in Greentown. I came to my first McDonald's in Kokomo, Indiana back in the early 60s. Saw that big cow out there at the park. And I come from a farm, and I have tried for 58 years to get a heifer that big and can't do it. And I've chopped down a lot of trees on my farm, but I've never had a stump as big as that one you got out here in that park either. But it's always great to be up here, and it's great to be with working men and women. My name is John Gregg. I'm the guy with 2 first names running for governor. And I want to tell you that if we remember in November, we will remember November. It'll be a happy month. And just a few short 2 weeks and 2 days, we'll have even more to be thankful for. Because we'll have these characters back behind me, good characters. Indiana General Assembly. We'll have that man in the United States Senate. We'll have Scott Resky in Congress. And I'll be taking dancing lessons because I hear that you have to dance at this inaugural ball. So I don't know how I'm going to learn that. I heard they don't do square dancing in Indianapolis, so I'll have to do that. Let me tell you, it is great to be here, but we do have to remember what happened. The right to work is wrong. The attack on organized labor and union families is wrong, and it's not over. I heard Brother Jim say that they're not done. Now, if you belong to the building and trades, which I know this group doesn't, they're going to come after something called common construction and prevailing wage. They're going to come after you on dues checkoff. They're also going to come after you on safety conditions and labor inspections. We unfund all of this stuff now. They are not done until organized labor is crushed. Now, part of this is our fault. You know, it really is. We don't tell people when we're sitting in that coffee shop what organized labor and the party I'm proud of has done for them. I've loafed a lot in my life. Y'all know what loafing is? You know, you go to the gas station, you sit, you go to the barber shop and you sit, you talk. And I always hear these people talk about, well, you know, there's that guy that works at that mythical factory. And he makes that mythical $30 an hour and all he does is turn in that one bolt. You've heard that stuff. You know what? It's not true. What we need to remind these people is that even 100 years ago in this country, we had children working in factories. What we need to remind these people that until the Democrat Party in the 1930s came around, we never had a 40-hour work week. What we need to remind these people that until the organized labor in the Democrat Party in the 30s and 40s fought for it, you never had a vacation. And when you flash forward into the 40s and 50s and 60s till you had pensions, and until you had insurance. We forget to tell this to people, and you know, we also have something called workers' compensation when you're hurt that helps you. And something called unemployment compensation when you lose your job. So the next time this comes up, remind them what organized labor in the Democrat Party has done. We need to do it. Now I got to tell you, we're going to win this election, and we're going to win it from the bottom up. But we got to have you, as everybody said, you got to talk to the people at work. I'm going to ask you to do something else. We're going to make y'all ambassadors. If Joe's a U.S. Senator, he actually makes ambassadors. I don't mean the old American Motors car from the 60s. But he makes an ambassador to the United States government. There were 3 people out here that knew what an ambassador was, by the way. Joe makes ambassadors. We're going to make ambassadors, all of you. Because we need you to talk not just to the men and women that you work with. You got to talk to siblings. You got to talk to neighbors. You got to talk to everybody you know about this, because the middle class is under attack. The institutions that keep the middle class strong, public schools. And if you're a woman and if you're a man that's got a wife or a mother or a daughter or a sister, women's health care and access to that is under attack. And I'm running against the guy who has the nerve to come to Indiana and come to this county and says he's for jobs, but he didn't believe in you. He didn't believe in the American worker. He didn't believe in the American auto worker. He didn't believe in the American steel worker. But now he's up here and he's all about jobs. And folks, the only job that old boy knows is a snow job. He spent 12 years in Congress, made almost $2 million, never passed the bill. Now, don't you think there was just one teeny weeny little thing he could have done to make life better? Just one little teeny weeny thing to make life better? But he couldn't do it. But he did spend time trying to defund Planned Parenthood. Now, I'm from Southern Indiana. I'm a gun-toting, Bible-quoting Democrat. And I got to tell you, nothing gets Democrats in some circles, and they start focusing on social issues. They start focusing on guns. They start focusing on gay marriages. They start focusing on abortion. And they're not voting their wallet. I'm not saying those issues aren't important, but folks, the Republicans want to talk about social issues. I'll talk about a social issue. $8 an hour jobs, 10% unemployment, 20% of the American veterans coming home unemployed. Those are social issues. And I want you, thank you. I want to tell something to this group in here. You know, we've got women in here. Let's talk about Planned Parenthood. A lot of you people probably don't know this, but do you know that Planned Parenthood, the only thing they can use tax dollars for, only thing they can use tax dollars for, birth control, family planning, cervical exams, and pap tests. Only those things. You can be pro-life, you can be pro-choice, and support Planned Parenthood spending of tax dollars. Don't let them tell you it's about any other topic. Now, we're fighting this election and we're going to win. I'm going to be on television tomorrow. Now, there's going to be something to see, because we had a great quarter because of United Auto Workers, the steel workers, the building and trades, individual contributions. We start on television with our ads, and we're excited about it, and we're going to win this thing. But I got one other thing to tell you. I looked in this audience, and I saw so many handsome men that had mustaches. You wouldn't have been handsome with a mustache. Now, if you see my signs, we got this mustache. Now, I want to tell you something. I love trivia. We've not had a governor's candidate or a governor in this state with a mustache since 1908. Yeah, wow. Tell me about it. I'm wearing one. Haven't had one since 1908. Now, I'm running against a sitting member of Congress. He is a U.S. congressman. We have not elected a member of the United States Congress governor since 1888. I think we do. So this year when Hoosiers vote, they're going to have to go in and they're going to have to weigh a couple things. They're going to have to say, do we want to vote for that guy with that mustache? Or do we want to vote for that guy that's in Congress? Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is right under your nose. Thank you, sir. I just thought of something else. Everybody sit down now. Now, I want everybody just scoot to the edge of your chair for a moment. Would you just humor me? My mother always wanted me to be a minister. And you can imagine how glad she is I'm a lawyer and a politician. So everybody scoot to the end of your chair, will you? Come on, humor me. I got a birthday coming up in a few days, so help me with my birthday gift. Okay, I want you to shuffle your feet a little. Okay, I want just a couple claps. Can I get a couple amens? Amen. I got to tell you, my parents are alive. I'm truly a blessed man in many ways, and I'm going to drive home here in a few minutes down by Vincennes. And I'm going to call my mother, as I do every night, tell her I'm on my way home. And she's going to say, where have you been, son? I'm going to say, Mom, I just ended up in Kokomo. And she's going to remind me about Greentown, my Aunt Mabel. And she's going to say, what'd you talk to? And I said, Mom, I talked to a bunch of auto workers. And she's going to say, how were they? And I'll say, Mom, I had those folks so excited. They were sitting on the edge of their seats, shuffling their feet, clapping their hands, and shouting, amen.
I don't know if it gets any better than that, but I guarantee you this, we're going to be the baddest state in the country when we get these gentlemen serving us at the State House.